Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and relax here. I loved all the questions, and I might even incorporate the questions into the healing. So, Diane, you were mentioning about manifestation. You wanted to explore manifestation. And Jamie, you had some awesome questions about chakra cleansing, and then also how do you heal aspects of yourself from your childhood that you
Yep.
still are experiencing a lingering echoing effects, which I thought was really powerful for you to talk about that, Jamie, because we all have that stuff. We all have that baggagey stuff lingering, and I want to incorporate all this stuff into the healing too. And Aurelia was mentioning about what do you do about bad habits that you really like? How do you like? What do you make of bad habits that you enjoy, like smoking? That is a very good question because I have bad habits that I really like, and I know it's not like it's all that hardcore, but I love ice cream. And I will tell you, this week I have eaten for dinner a giant bowl of ice cream Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and that is not appropriate. That is just not, that is irresponsible eating, you know. But I don't know what to say. It's like, I want ice cream, I'm an adult here, I can eat it, you know. But what do
Yeah.
we do about bad habits that we know is not really appropriate, but you know, we kind of get sucked into that? Well, I'm incorporating all these questions, but I'm gonna relax now because I want to share a gift of love and healing with everybody, all you guys who are participating, and then those who aren't able to participate. I want all of you guys to receive love and healing today. So I'm gonna relax. And I'm probably gonna mute you until just in case, because that way I don't have any sound distractions. So you can still hear me, right? Thumbs up. Okay, awesome. Okay, great. All right. Okay. And I'm gonna actually mute this too, in case Elizabeth joins. Okay, I'm ready now. Okay. I'm really expanding my energy field outward. And how I do this too, just to talk a little bit about how I do what I do. Like, my conscious right now is heart centered. So one way you could practice this in your own life is like, we can easily do this by focusing on a part of ourselves. So if we just focus on our nose, like we move our consciousness to the nose. Wow, I do have a nose, and we could start really focusing on the way our nose feels. And then we can move our consciousness to like our right, pointer finger. And then we could really start to explore what our right pointer finger feels like, or our right arm, or our left pinky toe, or our kneecap. Like, we can move our consciousness around our body. And so if you move your consciousness into your heart, and then just let go of all the other ideological aspects of yourself, like, I'm a physical person, I have a body. But if you let go of all of that and you just become your heart, now you have access to everything. You have access to all. So what I'm doing right now is I'm moving my consciousness into my heart, and it's an instinctive thing. I'm not thinking about moving it. It just seems to happen on its own. And then I feel expansion of my energy field expanding outwards. I have no idea why this is happening. So a lot of what I do is just, it's an inspiration. It's just it's whatever is inspired next. So I'm doing that right now. And through me having this conversation, I'm also allowing you to choose to move your consciousness into your heart portal, and to choose to feel your heart portal expanding outwards. All right. And it's almost like angel wings. The heart has a pair of angel wings, and the angel wings are opening up like arms too, ready to reach out and give a hug. And this is just very simple technique here, but it's very powerful. So my spirit guides are wanting me to just focus on the journey without the explanation, so you find it really refreshing and revitalizing. All right. So my angelic wings that are expanding out of my heart portal are like arms, and I'm choosing to wrap these arms around you. All right. Wrapping around you, Jamie. Wrapping around you, Diane. And you, Elizabeth, and all of you who are watching this video. I'm wrapping my angel wings around you. And I'm doing it on an individual level because I want you to feel a direct connection with me and me a direct connection with you. So I'm allowing this to happen, and I'm giving you a gift of love for your heart to really expand your heart energy. Really opening your heart through my intention. I'm going to do something very special here. I'm becoming a electrical energy of love, and the lightning bolts of love are full of pink energy. And I'm allowing this pink energy to enter into your feet, your toes, your ankles, your calves, going up your legs to your knees. The lightning bolts are going up your thighs, your hips, up your torso, through your shoulders, down your arms, to your wrists, your hands, your fingers, and up your neck and into your head. And the lightning bolts are circulating around your eyes, behind your eyes, in your mental body, in your brain, in your throat, in your heart, in your digestive region, your divine masculine and feminine spaces, through your muscles and your bones. I'm going to be quiet for a moment here as I really focus energetically. Any type of dark, lingering shadow or gloomy cloud that any of you are experiencing, I'm dissolving it with love. And you don't have to focus on the burdens of your life. You can focus on the intentions of love you're choosing to share. And it's interesting because gloomy clouds appear on the back side of us sometimes. And sometimes we push parts of ourselves into a dark corner and we just sort of, we put them in the back of the closet, right? So sometimes the darker sides of our emotions or our life experiences or our memories, we kind of file them away in the back. So the dark, gloomy clouds can appear as attachments to the back side. So anything as related to, sadness, disappointments, confusion, emotional vulnerabilities. I know how those feel, and I experience them associated with the backside. So I'm going to go ahead and dissolve your unique experience of the gloomy cloud moments of life. And I'm using love and electrical love to touch this dark shadow. And it's interconnected with the backside of the heart portal. So I know that it is related to your heartfelt feelings. It made an impression on your heart. This is really relieving. There's emotional response to this in the gut and in the mental body, and that's very common. I find that when it comes to heart portal healing, emotional gut and mental body are often sort of brother and sister kind of. They're all really closely connected. They're the loudest players of the game of energy bodies. I find the heart portal, the mental body, and the emotional gut are oftentimes the most vulnerable, the most you focus on bringing them into balance more often than any other energy bodies. So as we allow this sort of lingering shadow, this gloomy cloud experience, the memories we filed away in the back of our minds, that sort of thing that we need to be looking at, we need to be healing. We're working on disconnecting from the heart, but to disconnect it from the heart, we need to also bring balance to the emotional gut, the stomach that's digesting our emotions, and then our mental body too. So I'm having to work with them as well in order to heal this. And we all have the same experiences. So this is a healing for all of us. Okay. All right. So there's a bubble of sadness in the stomach. And that bubble of sadness is sort of like a balloon with helium. And it's finally found an opening, and that balloon is lifting out. And so that balloon is lifting out right now. And it's bright yellow, actually. And it's beautiful. The balloon is actually beautiful, but it needs to be let go of. And it's sort of lingering, like it's not ready to just be set free into the atmosphere, but it's just sort of lingering. And it has a string attached to the balloon, and the string is going into the emotional gut. And the string is saying, please, please don't let go of me. If you let go of me, I will be gone forever. And if I'm gone forever, I will fly up into the sky. You will never see me again. And then what will happen to me? I will die. So there's a sadness. There's a connection or relationship with what could even be a friendship with the emotion, an attachment, a meaningful connection with the emotion. Because even lingering in sadness creates meaning. And so there's something to this where we need to choose to acknowledge that the best friends that I could possibly have are friendships with love. And friendships with sadness are not bringing me a peace of mind, are not part of my pathway anymore, because I'm choosing to ascend or grow beyond those relationships. So this is still lingering. This yellow balloon is still lingering, and the string is still connected to the stomach. So I'm going to go ahead and just continue to watch. All right, there's a lot more attached to this string than we know. There's some sort of bloody hand that is not going to let go. And this is perplexing the mental body, because the mental body wants to know what is going on all the time. And if it cannot understand what is going on, the mental body gets disoriented, and we start to have blocks, because if the mental body can't understand, then nobody is going to be working in balance here. If the mental body can understand, then we can ease up, then we can come back into not resisting, but embracing or opening up to new experiences. So mental body right now is sort of in a stunned shock about whatever this bloody hand is attached to the string of this peaceful, childlike, happy yellow balloon. It's in shock right now. This is very, very normal energetic behavior for energy bodies and energy body communications between mental body, emotional gut, and heart portal. So let's see what we can do to help bring mental body into a state of peace of mind, right? Peace of mind heals emotions too. But I find that moving that vulnerable part of the mental body consciousness into the heart portal really helps. So I'm actually going to do this, because we all have this we have variations of the same thing going on in every single human being on this planet. So I'm just glad I get to at least do this work for us, so we can work on healing these parts of ourselves, which is healing the whole world, actually, which is super cool. So I'm just pulling that part of the consciousness and moving it into the heart, because the heart will tell the mental body, you're human. You're not meant to understand this meaning. You're not meant to have all the answers. And now mental body can rest its mind, it rest its thoughts, rest its position. It doesn't have to feel like it's a failure, or feel like it's not doing a good enough job, or feel like I have to know the answer. Mental body can feel a lot of things too, even if it's a thought-based place. It can be a feeling, thoughts that have feelings attached to them. So mental body and emotional gut working together. All right, so mental body is relaxing. So bloody hand attached to balloon string and a bright yellow happy balloon, right? Don't let go of me. Don't set me free. Okay, what is this? It's a bloodied up inner child, actually. And the inner child is coming out of the stomach and is not even aware of that it's covered in blood. It's interesting because babies, when they're born, it's a miracle, right? But they're covered in blood, right? So it sounds very gruesome, but there's something about sacred about this. I know this child here is covered in blood, but there's some also disturbing. It looks disturbing, but there's also some sacred meaning to this too. So I'm going to continue to watch here. Okay, this is getting more complicated. Okay. There's much bigger attachments inside. And so this child, this bloody child, was holding onto the yellow balloon, but is growing hands and is holding onto really large chains that are attached to like the Titanic ship, are attached to things that look like boats of some kind, but they're like huge, like Titanic-sized issues, you know, big problems. So here we have this like massive chain, and there's a Titanic ship inside of the emotional gut, but there seems to be two other large ships on either side, and I'm not able to see they're in my peripheral vision kind of thing. So I'm just looking straight ahead here, and I'm going to go ahead and pull this, help this boy, and I'm pulling this Titanic ship out. Wow. Okay. And even still, with this Titanic ship out, there's still the gloomy cloud, and it's sort of holding on to the mental body because it just wants to keep all of this craziness alive, because it wants to keep the thinking alive. So it's still obsessed with sort of holding on to things. And it's sad things that we don't need anymore, right? Because sad things kind of keep us in lower level planes. They keep us muddy and living in the swamp. But happy things dry us off. They're a wonderful day at the beach. It's a sunny day, you know, frolicking through the prairie like kites. It's happy times. It's the days at the swimming pool with your friends. So there's something about sadness has a place for our growth and development, but it doesn't have to linger. We don't have to hold on to it for years. We can allow it to be as it is. Say thank you for what you've taught me. I want to have more fun days at the pool, vibrational experiences. I'm choosing to raise my vibration. This is also a really good manifestation tool, because when we work through the inner love, the inner vibration of our higher selves, of our awesome souls, and we attract more of that love-based learning. Even in love-based learning, there's going to be hard times, but we start to access more opportunities. And so they're actually having me re-engage here with what's going on. So that's the end of that conversation for right now. But let's see what the next thing is here. Okay, so there's still this sort of weird to the back of the head. So sometimes we have like thoughts in the back of our mind. You know, we're thinking about something in the back of our mind. So there's something about an attachment here to the back of the mind, and we're gonna do something here about that. Okay. Oh, it's just they're showing me what is all of us, like a little childlike version of all of us. We're all like 3 years old hanging out with each other, that we're all sort of lost in our own ways and feeling alone in our own ways. And maybe we all have similar experiences where we do have memories of feeling kind of different, or lost and alone in our own ways. Like, I think every human being feels this way at some point in life, that they're showing me us as 3-year-olds feeling lost and alone. We're all wearing different colors of the rainbow, actually. It's pretty cool. our clothes are. And so it's interesting because I was going to tell you, you guys, which colored outfits you were wearing, but there's so many people now starting to build up into what are thousands of people. And I don't know if this is like the future of my Patreon side or this video. Maybe that one day 1,000 people will watch this video. I don't know. But there's so many 3-year-olds here, and there's a whole whack of rainbow. And like it's like Diane is wearing pink, and Jamie's wearing green, and Elizabeth is wearing blue. Abby's wearing like a lilac purple color, and now all in like we're wearing onesies or something. Like it's like we're really little, but this sort of like keep thinking about the number 3. So maybe it's like the number 3, the powerful number 3. But we look like even younger babies than that. But there's thousands now of these toddlers wearing these onesies of all different colors of the rainbow. And it's like I can't even tell who's who anymore. We all start to look alike. This is really big deal. Something big is about to happen here, because we're all looking for warmth and support and love, and look at, we have each other. I mean, there's something about waking up and realizing that there's others like us, that we're not alone, that we have each other. And it's something about feeling singled out, or feeling like you're alone in your own self-imprisonment, your own a prison of learning experiences in your life. Sometimes we really feel like individuals that are alone and cut off, and nobody understands us. But look at, we're not alone. We're definitely not alone. We're all going to feel a lot better, because I'm already noticing like there's something big. It's still brewing. They're showing me what is like a crowbar that is like crowbarring off, or somehow like crowbarring up. I don't know, the top of the head. I don't know. It's trying to disconnect this attachment here to the back of the mind, and in the dark, gloomy cloud, shadowy thing. But then also we're letting go of all the titanic problems, Titanic sized pains and sufferings that we're still holding on to. Our youthful, innocent sides are still holding on to these hurts from the past. And then it's time to let go of the yellow balloon. The yellow balloon has something to do with the belief that life is always going to be happy. There's something that I find fascinating, and it's coming up more and more in my world, but from the get-go, from birth, we're shown these like really happy TV cartoons. We're played this really happy music, we're always smiled at, but deep down inside, our parents are having bad days. They're grumpy. They're yelling at each other. People are yelling at each other while they're driving. Nobody's actually happy. So from the get-go, we're being sort of programmed to believe that it's a happy world. And we too are in suffering the same way as generations have been in suffering, wanting it to be a happy world with a bright yellow colored balloon, but it turned out to be a lie kind of thing. It turned out to be a slap in the face. It turned out to be a terrible world. We were lied to from the get-go. There's something odd about the way that the baby consciousness develops here. Through this type of mind manipulation. We aren't even aware of it, because we love little kids so much, so they make us happy, but there is all this pain and suffering all around all the time. There's something odd about this yellow balloon that reminds me of those types of thoughts and feelings that I've had. And how do I let go of this? How do I let go? Because a part of me is still looking for happiness in this world, is still believing in happiness while I'm sort of being dragged through the mud. But I can't give up. And some people do give up. Some people will watch TV the rest of their life, and that's fine. But that's not me. That's not the way I'm going to live this thing. So there's something odd, because this yellow balloon isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's not necessarily a good thing. And it's not necessarily not a good thing, like it's a good thing, and it's a bad thing, but it's all good in the end. It's all good in the end. And in the end, we can just be at peace with the journey itself. We can just say, thank you. I'm so glad it was as bad as it was, because it has taught me how to be who I am today. So there's something about embracing it too, Well, let me see what happens next, because all this stuff has not disappeared just yet, which means we still got to take a look at it. So I'm just gonna chill out for a moment. It's almost like, like we have a house and then the house has stuff in it, right? So when we have belongings, and we have a couch, we have pictures on the wall, we have clothes to wear, and beautiful journey, so jewelry. So it defines us. These objects define our personality. So they're physical representations of ourselves. So somehow this Titanic issue and the yellow balloon and all of the, the gloomy cloud and all this stuff that I'm looking at attached to this form, which is a representation of all of us. It's almost like objects that represent our identity. So in a way, we're losing a part of ourselves by letting go of the hurt, because the hurt also defines who we are. It defines our identity. Our identity is based on our memories. Our memories mold and shape us into who we are. But we don't have to hold on to the pain and suffering from those memories. We can actually hold on to the joy of how difficult it was and how we got through it. So there's something about turning this stuff inside out. And so they're showing me, though, that another way to explain it is realizing that you can live on so much like you can just be yourself. You don't have to have all these belongings to define yourself. You can just be yourself. And so there's something about we're holding on to the objects of our pains and sufferings, our past journeys, and it's okay to let this stuff go now, to have a big old garage sale with heaven and say, I'm free, just take it away, haul it away if you want to. I'm just going to give this stuff away. You want a giant Titanic ship, heaven? Okay, here you go. I'm going to have a giant garage sale of me related items that me is moving on from. I'm going to have a big old garage sale, and I'm going to let go of these me related items. And I'm just going to find me again as myself, not as me connected to all this stuff, all these feelings and memories and the stuff that I don't need anymore, because it's not who I am. Me is not the stuff plus me. Me is me without this stuff. I get lighter, I get more in tune with my higher vibration, my higher self, and I get more in tune with my identity as me, as myself, as I am. So something is shifting big time now. It's just a really lovely letting go experience. Just letting it all go. Mm. Mm. It feels really nice. I'm just going to linger in here for just a little bit longer, because if I just want to, I have one more inspiration, and that is to touch every one of you. And it's just a simple gesture of just to say thank you. And I can't explain this energy touch, but it's just, in a way, it's just like a kind hand resting on your shoulder on a bad day and looking in your eyes and saying, thank you for sharing with me. And, I understand, I've been there too. And I'm so glad that we could connect today and that I could be here to help you feel better. And thank you for being here and being a part of my life too. And it's just like, it's a touch of friendship, a touch of love, a touch of caring. And not just on the shoulder, but on the third eye as well. So I'm just I don't know what it is, but the instinct is to touch your third eye very gently. And I'm channeling blue energy from the tip of my finger into your mental body. That feels really awesome. And now I'm putting my whole hand into your mental body and both my hands. So I'm just generating blue light from my hands into your mental body. And I'm going to grow roots from your feet down deep into the earth. And there's, oddly enough, a bright red star that's developing above your head. I usually see it as like white or silver, but it's bright red right now. And roots are growing deep, deep into the earth still. And we're stretching up, 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 up into the highest dimensions. We're raising our conscious vibration of our own identities. And we're allowing ourselves to feel all connected to all dimensions, every dimension, not separate, but connected to, already in heaven. We're already in the fourth and the fifth and sixth and seventh and eighth and ninth and 10th dimension, the 12th dimension. We're already in all the dimensions. Below and above and in all sacred directions, we are connected to all things. There's a bright nucleus developing within the heart, and I see this red, bright star descending down from the top of the head down straight through a portal and goes right into the heart. So I'm experiencing that bright red star now expanding love inside the heart and in front and behind in all sacred directions. It is expanding light. There's breathability. There's kindness. There's friendship. Yeah, it feels a lot better. I'm going to take a moment here to come back to my body. Yeah. I'm going to unmute you guys so you can talk when you're ready too. Elizabeth, yay, you came back. I was hoping you would come back. Can you hear me okay, everybody?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. Yay. I'm going to turn my volume up a little bit. There. So, how do you feel about that experience?
Really good, and there's a lot of important aspects of it that were, I don't know how to say it, but it was really good.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you.
I do feel better from it.
Great. Great. Yeah.
There's a lot of things within that are similar to what I've been discovering and working on myself.
Yeah, that's good. So, how did you come about this discovery, Jamie, where you were able to pinpoint? Because that's a really big deal, and a lot of people have a hard time pinpointing, a location of the echo, that they're noticing in their own style of being.
Well, it's something I've been I've been going through this for the last 2 months,
Yeah.
ever since I found out about the diagnoses that caused
Yeah.
me to not be able to renew my captain's license, and
I
today
know.
is the first day of my early retirement.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, so no, today's November 1st. So, but anyway, I've been I can't allow myself to stay stuck in these kind of things, and they seem to always repeat and repeat in the same type of way, from real events and real things that happen. Uh, and so I've been doing a lot of soul searching and looking inward and some meditations to try to figure out what's going on. And there's one thing that keeps coming up. There's a memory, and I don't know if I was really young, like 1 or 2 years old. I had fluid in both my ears.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was really bad. And this is like 1961. And there's not a whole lot you can do as
Mm-hmm.
a parent when your kid is in that kind of situation.
Yeah.
You can't comfort him the whole time, or him or her. But so they would put me in the crib, and I
Mhm.
would scream and cry in agony, and no one would come. And there's only one thing that I've ever um, had a fear of my entire life, and that's fear of my heart being hurt or
Mhm.
broken or not feeling loved or rejected or not being liked. So these are all feelings that I know are attached to that, and
Yeah.
it's to keep repeating in
Mhm.
that way with things that trigger it.
Yeah.
And so it comes up, and then I have those type of feelings along with things that you know have triggered it. So it
Mm.
makes it worse, and things start to spiral out of control and stay in that kind of situation for longer than what they ought to.
Yeah.
So I've recognized that, and I see it,
Mm.
and accept it, and none of it was my fault.
Yeah.
It's just what happened, and I can see that now, that that was something that happened, that really was traumatic for me at the time.
Mhm. Well, one
Eventually,
thing.
I
Oh, go
had
ahead,
surgery
Jamie.
to
Mhm.
put teeth in my ears, and so I never had a problem after that.
Yeah.
But it's the same cycle repeating with the same type of emotions that arise from different things that happen.
Yeah. Well, one thing you can do in those cases is you've pinpointed a part of yourself that went through suffering, right? And it's hard to go through a painful experience as a child and then not have anybody there to kind of nurture you with the emotional needs that you had needed at that time. So
Right.
what you can do is, because we can always go back into the past. There's no such thing as time. So that event is still echoing in your spiritual atmosphere, and you have the power, Jamie, to see that version of yourself in that time. And all you have to do is just simply, close your eyes, and you'll say something of the kind, I want to heal little Jamie today. And okay, I see a reflection of myself, 1 or 2 years old, and there I am crying, and nobody will come in the door. So Jamie, I'm going to open the door here, and I'm going to go in, and I'm going to give that part of myself a hug. And so actually look into your own eyes, actually touch your own heart, actually say, little Jamie, I'm so sorry for what you have been through, but Big Jamie is here. And, I'm here to love you. I'm here to give you a hug. I'm here to help you to know that you're not alone and that you are loved. And I'm telling you, Jamie, your heart is going to grow bigger and bigger. You're going to feel breath. You're going to feel breathability happening in there, because these types of memories, they kind of choke little at, I mean, there's so much going on in our heart. It's like just a tiny little aspect, but it's a big aspect because we're
Yeah.
feeling it in our now experience, right? And so it's amazing how many little, like, clenched up parts of our heart that we have where we're not breathing. But this will help create breathability and will bring ease and peace to the inspiration to kind of be like the 1 or 2 year old that is crying out for somebody to come, and nobody is coming.
Right.
And so you can be the one to come to yourself and
That's
say, I am here for you.
that's
Yeah.
partly what I've been doing,
That
and
is so good, Jamie. I'm so proud of you.
there was always, yeah, I've always liked who I was, but never really, loved who I was and thought that I wasn't good enough. I've always been like a perfectionist all my life on everything I do, and it's
Yeah.
never good enough. I got to make it better than it was or is,
Yeah.
and and then even better than that. And that's just the way I've always been. Um, and it's because you know of insecurities.
Yeah.
So I see that, and I'm okay with it all. And
Yeah.
it's gonna take time.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something you can just all of a sudden realize one day, and then it's all better. But I can see things that have lingered with me throughout my life that I need to work on and recognize it, accept it, and if I don't hold any of this inside and shield any of it away,
Oh, I went to work.
then it's all
Mm-hmm.
there's no shame,
Yeah.
and then I'm okay with who I am.
Yeah. Cool. I like that. Hey,
I'll be on
Elizabeth,
I found it to work.
I can see that. Are you gonna show me the carousel that you got?
Yeah, I am. Sorry about
Cool.
that. I just got on. It was really, really playing me up. I just couldn't connect for some reason.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I was so glad you came back because I wasn't sure if I should wait a little bit longer, but
I sent you a message. I just couldn't get it to work.
yeah.
Can you see it?
Oh, wow. That's so pretty. Does that light up in all those colors?
Yeah.
Oh, that is great. That's a little Christmas ornament. That's so cool.
Well, I've got another one over here,
Sure.
and this one over here.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Hang
how
on.
fun.
Yeah.
That is so cool, Elizabeth. I'm so glad you got to share that with me because you were really like, I'm so glad you got your camera working. Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So do I.
Gosh, it's getting me in the spirit. It's not yet. We just got through Halloween, so it's like so crazy to see these Christmas ornaments already.
Sorry.
Yeah, I love it. Cool.
Finally, it got it to work.
Oh, good.
Oh, yep.
Cool, Elizabeth.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So Diane, okay, so this manifesting, you're wanting to talk about how do we manifest our desires. I want to know, what is one of your desires?
To pay off my credit card debt.
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna chill out. I'm gonna channel spirit on this. Let's just see if I can come up with who doesn't want to have an answer to this question? You know what I mean?
No.
Let's see here. Let me just see what happens. Okay. So there's something about all right, we're gonna slow down the vibration is what the experience is like. We're gonna slow down the vibration because sometimes, when it comes to having, I mean, they're basically showing me a scene where I'm sitting on a cliffside, but I'm also sitting on a beach. But I experience a very peaceful breeze and I feel peaceful. And there's something about the simplicity, the simple things in life that bring us the greatest freedom. But when we want more out of life, oftentimes it comes with a cost, a price. And so the more we want out of life, the more of a price we have to pay. And in order to bring it back into balance, you have to spend more time with the simplicities of life. That's just one side of this coin here. It feels like there's something. So, okay, they just wanted me to tell you this for right now. What do you think about that answer right there?
That's perfect because
Oh, that's great. Or you could do the garage sale, right? We have Titanic stuff going on here, Diane, and we need to garage sale it. There's something about letting go in order to become lighter and freer. It's become more simplistic, right? I think that was part of the energy work. Now I'm getting it. But yeah, what else are you thinking?
I don't know. I keep going for more and more and more because I really want to, I'm like taking all these classes and I do spend too
I
much money. I think
I
sometimes
see. You
I'm trying to heal myself,
right.
there's like this sense of urgency. Like if I don't like stay, I'm a type A personality anyway, and I used to have a lot of control issues,
I
but
see.
like just, you know, constantly having to study and learn and,
Mm-hmm.
and I do spend, maybe if I just got out in nature and let some of that go for a while,
Yeah.
something will come to me on how to make more money just automatically instead of like trying to grasp for it.
Well, I think it's a calling too, because sometimes we manifest experiences like credit card debt in order to pursue another avenue, another direction. So, I want to make more money, or I want to, do something differently in order to resolve this. So we have new avenues of learning in the process. But something is like it's time to reconcile all this awesomeness that you've been receiving, and start to work with it. Because I really believe, Diane, that you have a lot to share. I mean, you have a lot to give. You could be a part of this world more than just a receiver, but you can be a giver too. Now, when you become a giver, you start to learn as well. Because as receivers, we want to receive more information and we want to process it all. And it's like really making our mental body happy because it's nurturing that need to know. But the heart is like, you don't need to know anything because you already know everything inside yourself. So, but as human beings, we go through that give and take experience. Like, so I want to be on the receiving end, but eventually, Diane, you're going to have to go onto the giving end too. So you can go on that learning journey as well. And that will transform this and take you on a whole new, like, learning journey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I'm blocking myself. I don't know. There's all these different obstacles that come up. Like if I start to make a YouTube video, something comes up and I have to go do something else. And it's really my resistance.
Yeah.
I'm resisting it, but I will manifest. And I'm seeing how I am manifesting things in my physical reality
I
with this
see.
Kabbalah path working. And when we get to a moment, I will run upstairs and get you the mandala that I had to color for this week's path. It went straight for the journey you did, baby. And then, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, I think there's something to the times right now, though, too, Diane, because it feels like a bustling time, like a busy time, because it suddenly has become a very busy time for me. And I'm working on like fine tuning a lot of stuff in my life. And I'm talking like spending hours of extra time fine tuning, which is not a common thing. And I feel other people are doing this as well. And we're like having a bustling experience. So it might just be, that might be just like we're in the flow of that energy bustling, and that could inspire us too, influence us too in different ways. Yeah.
I did
Well,
make a YouTube video and I ended up talking about Western medicine and I didn't share it. But it was
oh,
stuff that was like intuitively coming out of my mouth. But
wow.
that wasn't where I wanted to go, but I think that's where my higher self took me. And so I don't know, maybe I should.
You cannot diss your higher self. Man, if
I
you don't
know.
share that, that is like saying your higher self is not good enough for me. That I know though what you're talking about because I do this too, Diane, where it's like, all right, people are not going to relate to this, people are not going to get this. I can't share this video. There's no way I can share this. Like the Albert Einstein, it's like, is it appropriate for YouTube? I have Patreon. I can share on Patreon because it's a safer network where people appreciate me on a level that people can be very judgmental on YouTube, So I know where you're coming from because I diss my higher self too. Like that video where the stuck, I made a recent video about being stuck. I nearly did not share that. And I was like, there's something mean about it. There's something, my higher self said, you better share that video, Abby. And so I shared it and it was just like, oh, I guess I'm okay. I guess people are okay with me, So sometimes we get very judgmental of ourselves when we just, we need to just go with the flow. We just need to go with it, You need to go with it. I'm proud of you though. Like, let's see, you took the steps to make the video. And that's like huge. That's huge. Good for you.
You know what I did though?
Tell me.
I filmed it on my cell phone and I lost my cell phone.
What? Seriously?
I did. I lost it on the 14th of
Oh.
October. I haven't found it yet. I keep thinking it's going to turn up.
Divine timing. We'll
Yeah.
it will come back. It's got to.
Yeah, it was subconscious that I needed a break from that cell phone.
Yeah, maybe.
I lost it.
Hmm.
Maybe, I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. I got tired of it ringing all the time. I was getting frustrated because somebody was always calling me.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll turn up.
Oh yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Well, I'll tell you what, guys, I gotta get rolling, but I'm really glad that all of you participated today. It makes me feel so happy to see all of your faces and get to share, just talk and share healing with you and see how you're all doing. So thank you for coming. Thank you, Elizabeth. I'm so glad I got to see you too in your carousel. What do you got going on there? Is that your kitchen?
This is my kitchen, yeah.
Cool.
Yep. I
You gonna
finally
make
got it
yourself
to
a
work
cup of
at the
tea?
end.
Yeah?
Hey?
You gonna
I
make
finally
yourself-
got it to work in the end.
Oh, good.
I think
Good.
it was having a funny 5 minute. It wasn't working at all.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, good. I'm glad you got that working. Cool. You'll have to
So
show
am I.
us
I'm
more.
going to leave it as it is for next time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I got really into your journey, and I don't know. Maybe I could share the picture of that mandala on the Facebook page.
Yeah. Or did you want to run and grab it right now?
Can I?
Yeah, I want to see it. What do you got going on the rest of the day, Jamie?
After this, Diane's doing a reading on me.
Oh, sweet. That's brilliant.
Yeah, so we set up a Zoom meeting for 6:30. Actually, I had to reschedule it because I messed up on the time, 5:30. So it'll be 6:30.
Oh, cool.
And I did a reading for her that I'm going to post on your
On the Facebook page?
Facebook page. Also did one for Jenna that I've already posted there.
Oh gosh, that's great. I think I haven't gotten to, she told me about it, but I haven't gotten to actually listen to it because I've just been so ridiculously like doing a lot of background work. So let's see that. You made that?
Well, it's part of the Kabbalah path working that I'm doing. Can you see it okay?
That is gorgeous.
There's a
Yes.
baby, and look at all the yellow, and you were talking about a yellow balloon.
Yeah. Wow.
And this week, the color for the path is yellow.
Really?
That's why I'm wearing yellow today.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And you have yellow fingernails.
Yeah. Maybe if I turn it sideways, I don't know if you can see the whole thing, but
That's gorgeous. So that was like a pre-created thing. You didn't like draw that and color it all in, but you just colored it in.
I colored it. Yeah, it comes with when you sign up for this Kabbalah path working, you get a mandala every week to color.
Nice.
And then we compare, and everybody shares what they colored, and the colors mean a lot that you use.
Yeah.
But you know that
Color, but
the star that Abby was talking about reminded me of the red star
Yeah.
and that one drawing that you showed me.
Oh, wow. That's an interesting take. What'd you say?
You know which one I'm talking about, right, Diane?
I really went into the journey. I don't remember the star.
Oh, it was at the tail end. It ended up kind of formulating up by Soul Star Chakra, and then it just sort of came down the portal and then just went into the heart and expanded.
Oh, wow. My subconscious, I don't know, I was gone somewhere.
Yeah, you seemed like you were really into it. I loved that, actually.
I went out somewhere.
That's cool. That's cool.
I come out and I'm drooling.
You know what? You got to experience it in your own way. Cool. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, guys, I got to get rolling. So thank you so much for sharing and for participating. And we'll just look forward to next time.
Thank you for the healing.
You're welcome. Okay.